everyone, it's Candice Dickinson here, Artistic Director at HART, and I'm so excited to be sitting down with James Wojnowski today. He is the director of our upcoming show here at HART, Men in Suits, which will be playing April 10th through the 19th, and we're going to get into it today.
All right.
I'm so excited.
Me too.
So we always start this with how this show got into the 2026 studio season, but you kind of got pulled along near the end of the process.
Yep, I entered the party late.
You did, which we were so happy about. So it was Tom Bastick, who is our technical director here at HART. Many of you know Tom. He's been on our stage many times. One of his best friends is Matt Edwardson, who, again, you guys know very well. He's been on our stage many times. They were looking for a project to do together and asked their friend Billy Dragoo to, because he knows so many plays. Mm-hmm. He recommended this show,
yep.
And then they wanted to bring on a director, and I recommended you as well as Tom. We both have been secretly plotting to get James to direct because you have an extensive background from Atlanta. You've been doing stuff in our shop, which we'll get into in a second. Yeah. So that was kind of the process. It was like Tom was looking for something. When he found this and proposed it for the studio season, I was all about it. I think people love things about the mafia.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I think they love that story.
Yeah.
And I was presenting such a kind of fun and comedy-based and silly season. It felt nice to bring in something a little darker.
It has a little comedy to it,
Yeah,
though.
it
It's
does.
comedy and drama, so...
Yeah, exactly. So it still fit, but it felt like it fit a need too. So let's talk about, and then we brought in this wonderful man. So let's tell the audience at home a little bit about yourself, your background, and what you've done. And
Well, I've been acting for over 40 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not on our stage yet.
Not on this stage, but
Yeah.
for over 40 years, and I know what you're saying. How can you be so...
I know, yeah.
Yeah, you look so young.
Yes.
No, it's over 40 years. But and then I've been directing for over probably 35 years,
Yeah.
I think. And I did a lot in Atlanta area, did the circuit of theater there. So my first show I ever directed was Fiddler on the Roof. That was my directorial debut.
Nice.
They threw me in head first.
Nice.
I had over 75 people in the cast members.
Oh my God.
I've never directed a show before that, and they just
God.
threw me in and says, have at it. So,
You poor man.
Yeah.
And you stuck with it.
I stuck with it because it just got worse from there. More and more, my cast, I always had cast of thousands because I could never say no to everybody who auditioned.
I'm the same
So
way.
I said, yeah, come on in. We'll find a part for you. We'll find a part.
Yep.
And so I would have 50, 60, 70 people in each of my shows that called for large people.
Yes.
And then I started whittling it down and did other shows and such
course.
like that. But this show is the smallest cast I have ever directed.
Oh, really? Yeah,
three people.
Yeah.
I've never. This is like I'm just a glorified audience member sitting back and watching
That's good. I'm
them
glad you
act.
felt that
I don't.
way.
Yeah, with some. I get to say a few things and give them a couple of notes and such, but otherwise I just sit back and watch. So.
You have such a great cast. The third member we haven't mentioned yet is Pasquale Lacourt, who's playing the boss. You have three amazing actors for
so
sure.
that was real easy. And about 3.5 years ago, I retired from the film and TV industry and decided just to live up in the mountains and be away from everything. And I was even thinking about staying away from theater.
But we wouldn't let you.
But you wouldn't let me. My better half, Kelly Jackson, as you know, is music director for a lot of the shows here. She kind of started here, and then I got pulled in.
Yes.
And I just started doing set pieces for you.
Yeah, and y'all have seen a lot of James's work, and you just don't realize it. Pretty much anything that is like weird. I normally call
that's
you
weird.
anything that's like
Specialized.
Specialized.
Let's
Yes,
go specialized.
I like that better. But the sandworm in Beetlejuice, that was the barracuda in Nemo.
The decapitated head of Medusa.
Yes,
I did
exactly.
That. The machine gun in Noises Off.
The big statue in Little Night Music.
Yeah, I did that too.
All sorts of really fun things.
Yeah.
He's a master of creating anything out of foam, anything out of
Foam, fur, and feathers is what I love. I love foam, fur, and feathers.
You also have experience with prosthetics and stuff. Not that
I do
we've done
makeup,
too much here,
special
but,
effects makeup and such. I've been doing that for another 30-some years too.
Yeah, so you can see why I was like, I've got to get this guy directing at HART.
Right.
So excited that you are. And let's talk a little bit about Men in Suits. Will you give us a little bit of a synopsis what it's about?
Well, Men in Suits is it's a mafia show about the mob, and like we said, it's comedy and drama put together. It's about two mafia hitmen who have to do a hit on a person, but they get the wrong guy. Yeah, so from that moment, they have to figure out how to tell the boss. They think, well, we'll just call him, let him know that we got the wrong guy, and the other guy is still out there somewhere. But one of the characters thinks, okay, no, we need to go and see the boss in person right when he wakes up, when he's in a good mood. That way he won't, decapitate us or anything. So they make a trip down to Vermont, where the boss has a second house down there. And along that trip, they're trying to figure out how to tell the boss, what they're going to say. Are they going to lie? Are they going to tell the truth? And it just ensues from there, basically.
Well, I'm so excited. And one of the things I'm really excited about for this show is the way that you are telling the story and how you are visually going about it. So I'd love to talk about it. Tom wanted this to be a secret, but screw you, Tom. We're talking about it.
It was her idea,
my
Tom.
idea.
I'm so sorry.
Fight.
So, cat's out of the bag now.
But I do. I want to talk about it because it's really cool what you guys are creating.
It's a little bit different. I thought I'd go out of the box a little bit to see if I could do something interesting that hasn't been, well, at least that I haven't done before. So I'm doing the whole show in film noir look. It's the script is a contemporary piece. However, I decided to throw it back to the 1940s and 50s. Anytime there's not a set date, but anytime during that, in the film noir, when that was popular, the gangster movies were very popular back then. So I wanted it to look like that, so like you're watching a 1940s movie on stage. So we are doing it in the film noir grayscale. Everything has a grayscale. It's all shadowed with the lighting, and we are doing all the makeup, well, most of the makeup in grayscale. So it's going to look like you're watching a 1940s movie on stage.
Yeah.
I hope.
I think it will.
I hope.
I've seen they did a test run of makeup the other day. It looked great. We have Mary Grace.
Mary Grace Whitlock, right?
Whitlock, doing makeup. Who's done makeup several times here. You also might remember her as Ariel in Footloose. She's a great makeup artist. And I'm excited.
I'm excited about it too. I hope it works. I hope it works, because if it doesn't, then it's on Mary Grace.
No. Yeah, totally. Yep, blaming it all.
I had nothing to do with it. No, I hope it works. I think it's going to be one of those things where the audience is probably going to notice it for the first 10 minutes, is what I'm hoping.
Exactly.
And then after that, they're going to forget that.
I agree.
That is there. I'm hoping.
I think so. I think that's
again. It's experimental. This is experimental theater at its best.
I mean, honestly, I think that's just true. I think in general for kind of those visual concepts, like even Next to Normal, my whole kind of like everything is a different shade of mauve. Right. I think that it was the same thing, right? It was like as people walked in, they were like, "Whoa, why is this house all mauve?" And then it just kind of.
Yep. That's what I'm hoping.
You just accept it, and it's part of it.
I hope it works the same.
Oh yeah, and they'll be excited about it. And to me, this is like why I love it is because this is what the studio season is about for me. Okay. It is about those experimental pieces, pushing ourselves as a theater, pushing ourselves as artists, and taking those big swings that we won't necessarily do. Right. In July when it's like, I need that show to make money.
Exactly.
So these are the chances, you know?
So I hope that brings people to the show to see it. Either me screw up and fail, or a big success. I want you all to be a part of that as well. Either way, yeah.
So let's talk about, and maybe this is the challenge, but I love seeing what challenges you've had to overcome with this piece.
I think the lighting and the makeup is going to be the biggest challenge, because to get that film noir look, we're not using a lot of light. It's side light from one side, a lot of shadows. It's like the old Humphrey Bogart movies where you have the shadows and the different things on the background. And so I'm hoping I'm hoping that, but that is also very challenging to do.
Absolutely. I'm glad you guys got Levi Bradford is doing the lighting design, and because that's another just in general challenge of the studio season. You're given a very small budget for these shows.
Yeah.
So making big swings on a shoestring budget is.
And the set pieces are very simplistic, and we use the same thing. We turn it to make it into different
Very
things. So it's very theatrical.
Yeah, right.
So,
what about your favorite part, either of the process or a favorite moment in the show?
I just enjoy watching the three actors. I mean, they're all professionals. They're seasoned veterans. We got Pasquale, who's been doing. I'm sure you've seen him in almost everything here. Matt and Tom they're just really good. They know what they're doing. I don't have to give them a lot of notes. Like I said, I just sit back and I enjoy it. I just sit and watch.
Yeah, totally.
And I'm just doing.
And I think it always helps too when there's already chemistry there. They
definitely.
Friends and...
I mean, like I said, I came in late to the party, so they were already cast.
Yeah.
And Tom and Matt are really good friends, and Pasquale. So they all fit together very well.
I think my favorite part has been the reawakening of Tom's New York accent.
Yes. That's true.
He's a guy from New York, and he's been talking to me like this for weeks now.
He
Every
has.
time he comes in the shop, it's hilarious.
All three of them are from, well, at least Pasquale and Matt lived in New York for a little while, so they come about it naturally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, if we haven't sold it enough for people, why do you think people should come to this production of Men in Suits?
I just think it's going to be different than they've ever seen, at least on this stage.
Yeah,
at least.
it is. Yeah.
Visually, it's going to be different. It's a great show. It's fun. It's not a long show either, so you're not going to be sitting there for 3 hours.
Yeah. Remind me, is it an intermission?
There is an intermission.
Yeah, so.
We probably don't need an intermission, but I wanted to give the people a little time to get up and stretch their legs and such. But it's not a long show. It probably maybe an hour, 30 minutes at the most.
Great.
Because
this play is actually like a collection of three.
It is. There are 3 stories made by Jason Milligan, wrote them, and they're all about mafia stuff. The characters are different in each of the 3, but they somehow they merge together. So this is the first one of 2 others.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember very clearly the day those scripts came in, and I opened it and I was like, did I order the wrong thing? Because it was all these like books that were this big, and I was like, I thought this was a short show. What's going on?
I know. I know. Luckily, we just took the first one.
Yeah, exactly.
We ripped the other ones and threw away.
Out of here.
Yeah. No, but otherwise, if this goes well, we can do those other 2.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe.
And then it could be a series. It could be the sequel. It's like the Star Wars trilogy.
Clearly.
It'll be the Men in Suits trilogy. Yep.
Well, I agree. I think this is a great show. It's, people that we know and love as actors in something they're really passionate about, really excited. Cool concept, great show, great director. I can't wait for it. We will see you guys there April 10th through the 19th. Tickets, of course, on sale at hearttheater.org. We can't wait to see you there, y'all. Bye.